What's up? What's up, y'all? We're back with another episode of the Jovial Pursuit podcast. How we doing, Brandon?
Good.
You were about to waste all the good material in the
Oh.
pre-show. I was about to be mad.
I mean, I'm tired, and I'm tired because I was up randomly in the middle of the night, read about some monkeys and their brain chips. And Elon, you've been killing a lot of monkeys.
Yeah,
Too many,
bro. Because I was reading about it like a month or two ago, where they were talking about how many they had killed. It was like that probably should have never been leaked to the press. And then also, how have there been no repercussions? PETA's not stepping in at all. They'll harass everyone, dude. That's a different type of money. If PETA's not coming after you,
you just down the side like shh, just shh, here. Like I got something for you. Just don't just leave it. I know they're dying. I know it's bad. I know they're like it's not a gentle way to go, but just
no, because some of them like freak out, like they're scratching at their face and brain and stuff. It's sick, dude.
Yeah, I was reading like there was one that like it like just like took its head and was like walking on the floor with like its head on the ground. Like, oh
god,
that's
dude,
not
that's
okay.
sad. You're coming out, yeah, no, fresh out the gate with this. Maybe I should have left it in the
pre-show. It was one of those things where you like you're in the middle of the night, like you're reading random stuff, like you're like, let's just go down a rabbit hole. What do we find? And you go, oh shoot, Elon's killing monkeys left and right in like not great ways. And
like it's literally just got me feeling like jittery, like I was cringe, definite cringe. Oh god, because I can only imagine what they're going through. It reminds me of like mental health hospitals in the 1950s, lobotomy and all that. Essentially,
like involuntary,
right?
Like no one raised their hand. Like, please, I would like. I'm gonna volunteer for that.
Like, not that a monkey could.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Well, shoot, that hops right into the first thing I wanted to talk about this week was just random thoughts. I was gonna go with like, what's your most random thought this week? And that's a pretty random one, but I'm sure you got something. Let me start with mine. Give you a moment.
Okay.
All right. So it wasn't necessarily this week, but it's something that I wrote down a while ago and then went back and looked at. Do you know how like people dye their ponds? Like they'll make it that weird blue color to make it not look so murky. My random thought is, what do the fish think? They saw Fred right in front of them 2 minutes ago. What is? Just frantic. Jim.
No.
Jim. I can't see. They have to freak out.
Where's everyone?
Right. What? Blue? That's what I never. How do I even have receptors for this? I don't understand. I don't know why this fish just became self-aware.
Right.
The water changed them, dude.
Yeah, like all of a sudden they can have like deep existential crisis sort of moments in the water, like, where am I? What am I doing?
The fucking chemicals like DMT, their whole minds expanded in a matter of moments. But then the chemicals killed them 2 minutes later. Too dark.
Sorry, guys.
Went straight back to that.
Looks like you get to go sleep with the monkeys and
the fishes. That's dark.
I'm just like Elon, like going back to the monkey thing. Elon, like there's part of me that wants, like, you hear him talk about it and he's like, we chose monkeys that were close to death. And like, I don't know, there's part of me that just wants to be like,
that?
That's what I don't know. Do you just
I
go
just
eeny
got
meeny miny
questions.
mo? You
Catch a
you
monkey
like
by
close
its
to that.
toe. Oh, that song has a dark history. I'll save that for another day.
Ooh, that like
My whole energy was like, well, you brought it up first.
no, hold on. I didn't tie it to deeply racist children's like songs.
uh,
Like this.
I mean, you
I
did.
didn't,
You mentioned monkeys.
no, I, no, not that's not what happened. You did this. I didn't do
Nah,
this.
man, this is all you. I'm just going off
I'm
what you
talking about.
said. I'm just going off
I'm
what you
trying to
said.
help the monkey stay alive, and you're all like, while we're talking about this, let's just go with some like stereotypes and like,
You said
let's
eeny,
just.
meeny, miny. You said that.
I see how it is. I
Go
see how it
get
is.
you. Yeah,
I've been set up. I've been set up.
that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. Get you canceled early. Yeah, out the gate. Episode 3. Brandon's canceling.
Just
With his
cheers.
LaCroix.
It's all I got. It's all I got in the fridge right now. Like, you know
Do,
what I
do you
wanted?
like those? I don't even know if I've had a LaCroix.
I mean, it's they're nice for like sparkling water, like if that's like your favorite thing. But I it's just it's always like one of those things where you're like, well, okay. But it's not something like you get excited for.
Oh.
like, like it's nice. Like it hits the spot some
I
days.
mean, what drink exudes excitement though? Like,
Arnie Palmer, like the half tea, half lemonade for some reason. Like,
oh, okay. Because I never got on that train. People
really?
started getting into Arnold Palmer's, at least in my area, like 2007 to 2009, and it hit like wildfire. And I'm like, it's just tea and lemonade, guys. I've been doing this since I
Nope.
was oh.
Nope. It's wait, hold on. Are you saying are you saying like you've done this
Yeah,
drink before? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
No,
we would always have sweet tea at the house and then lemonade. It was a common thing because it's super cheap to make tea, you know,
yeah. Oh yeah.
tea and
I will
lemon.
say, like sweet tea, there's like a spectrum of it. Like there's a spectrum. I've had some sweet tea where I'm like, wow, you put the sweet in the sweet tea, and then and people are like, yep, hits the spot. It's perfect. I'm like, you do
Yeah,
you, man.
that
But who
diabetes.
like
Diabetes.
the Kool-Aid man's not even touching the sugar amount. Like,
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I make diabetes. Absolutely. 100%. I used to make my Kool-Aid and tea so sweet. I was the only one in my house drinking it. It'd be the type of sweet that hurts your teeth.
oh,
It's sweet for no reason.
right. Like,
Now I wonder why I have a candy addiction today.
man, I'm telling you, if your reaction to like sweet tea is on the similar wavelength as like a shot of tequila, like it's too much. Like when you're like, oh, like
Ooh.
mm. Like,
Blood pressure
that's
spike
when
on
you're like,
that one.
yeah, like we went too far. We went too far on the sweet.
No, that's when you know it's
It,
just right. That's
mm-hmm.
perfection right there. If you
Yeah.
have to clench your heart a little bit, hey, you did it right. Because it hit the soul. Now, and some clogged arteries along the way, but but it hit the soul.
Is that
I want to know the important part.
all right? Then when you're like in your mid-60s and you feel it, you be like, my soul hurts. That's gonna be the cue for me to be like, all right, we gotta take him in. His soul hurts.
His soul hurts.
Yeah, which means that artery's
Oh,
like
that's funny. His soul hurts. No, that's just code name for his arteries are full.
Yeah,
Oh
they
god.
are really full.
Nah, treat me like a farmer. If I don't tell you to go to the hospital, then don't go. If I say I need to go, then immediately run me there. Because if I say I have to go, it's a problem. I'm
No,
recognizing it's a problem now.
no, because isn't that too long? Because like the amount of farmers that don't make it because of that, because
But
like
also the amount of farmers that are still working at 90 years old. They be slinging
I mean,
hay better than some of the young folk.
okay, I'll give you that, but I'm just saying, like, there's got to be a spectrum where you're like, I don't know how many times
You're
where you see
always
people
trying to
be
be
like, I don't
healthy
need,
and
I need to
shit.
go.
Always
No,
trying to
no, no,
be
I'm not.
healthy all the time,
No,
man.
I'm
Just,
not.
just tough it out one time.
I'm not. I'm not saying don't tough
Maybe
it
don't
out.
tough it out
I'm
with a heart attack, guys. As a matter of fact, that sounds like bad advice. This went from random thoughts to bad advice corner real quick.
just stop being a wuss. Muscle through it. This is Joe. This is Jovan's advice. You
Oh,
feel it's like your arm tingly? Nah, it's
just
probably
shake it
nothing.
off, man. Just
Have some,
like,
just have some sweet tea.
just go
At
take a
least you're not a
nap, dude.
monkey. At least you're not a monkey in one of Elon's
Oh
labs.
god.
But
Hey,
just say,
silver linings, bro, and you found one. At least you're not one of Elon's monkeys. Oh
I
god,
always want like, does this
that's funny.
dude like whenever he talks about some of these things, there's always part of me that's like, I wonder if Elon has empathy. Like,
He
does he
clearly
wonder?
doesn't. He clearly doesn't. This is not a
What do you mean by
man who knows.
clearly? Like, what do you mean clearly doesn't? Because I just know that he's like experimenting on monkeys and he shoots giant rockets into space and
Um,
then like
the
has weird
way
Twitter
he
choices.
speaks in some of his interviews about people or how they operate, it's too mechanical. And as far as I'm concerned, robots ain't got empathy.
Now, are you on like metaphorical robot or literal
Yeah,
conspiracy theory robot?
no, metaphorical robot. He's built his life in such an he's engineered his life in such a way that he can't deviate outside of it. He actually can't. At this point, I think it's impossible for him to. It's no different from how anyone trains their brain and then that becomes tunnel visioned, and then they can't see the expanse of other things anymore.
Yeah, I can see that.
He just not. And all of these are just my own opinions on the guy. I don't know him. I ain't never met him. Probably never will. I wouldn't be hyped if I did. He's just a regular old white dude from South Africa. I don't actually care. But I'm like, again, the way I don't see his contributions as actually helping man. It's a bunch of extra
Hmm.
stuff. Admittedly, the Tesla, give him that because we need to steer away from these fossil fuels. But on the idea of we don't need a Neuralink, we actually don't need that. It's one of
Hmm.
those steps that's like it's too far. It's just over that line of like we already have a supercomputer in our pocket every day. Why do we need that in our brain now? What actual advancement is that coming with? You're saying
Yeah,
yes, people can pull information super quick, but I'm like they can do that right now. It's so I just see humans in his eyes as like they're just experiments, experimental pieces, and the monkey's the first
sure.
step. Because I'm like, as soon as you pop one of these Neuralinks into somebody's brain, they could exhibit this same type of stuff, and now you've got a monkey ass human scraping their face against the floor,
Yeah.
just ass tooted up in the air, just grinding it. It's it's not a good look, bro.
Why'd you put sound effects on it? Like, you, like, you don't have to add the sound effects. I mean,
It's
just like
it's visual imagery, okay? I just want to set the scene properly. You need to know there could be a smell of feces in there because that person doodled on himself. It's a lot that could go on with this. I only gave you the one bit, and then you called me out on it. Now I want to go. Now I want to go in. Because tell me why I got this person in a zoo setup. It's not even. It's a zoo.
Yeah.
And you got scientists on the other side of the wall with your little notepad. Just
let's see how the human does today.
Human.
Well, we've taken a
Snickers and nerd.
Just see how much humans left after we get done with them.
Right. Like it's when you start treating humans as just these pawns to your successes, then it's I don't see empathy in there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my answer.
Yeah.
Bro, whatever happened to your random thought?
Aren't we just going down that road like the monkey experiment, wondering if Elon has empathy?
You encounter a lot of random stuff in your day to day, so I figured there might be some other random thoughts that trump this one, but I don't know. You've brought it back like 4 or 5 times now, so it's really on your mind.
Well, it's just like it's interesting because in the mental health world, we have like a pretty dark history of like the animal experiment stuff.
True.
So
not just animal.
Yeah. Yeah, like people. But like there like anytime like I have to go through some of that history with like grad students or supervisees and we kind of revisit it, it's always done with this like, yeah, that wasn't great, and we kind of ethics were not really as upstanding as they are today. So then to be in this time like the
how much has changed?
Okay. Well, at least what I'm trying to teach them as far as like ethics and standards, like, respecting the autonomy and the sort of independence of humans to make their own choices, whatever they might be. Like, and so to be having this and then reading someone being like, yeah, we're just blatantly going like, that looks like an old monkey. Let's put a chip in its head and be like, oh man, he did not end gracefully. That was bad. And be like, oh, let's run it back. I'm like, wait, what? I
bring in 332. Bring in 332. Yeah. You just go in on them 332.
Yeah. It's like you're calling out someone's like order at a restaurant.
Right.
Like, number
332. 332.
Right. Imagine the monkey being like, oh,
my soul.
No, it's not my number.
Doing sign language. Don't have the monkey do sign language.
No, I was
like, wait, this monkey can talk. No. This got grim, more grim.
Yep. So that's my random thought. My random thought is just ethics and questions about whether or not Elon Musk has empathy.
Fair enough. Well, I don't know. He's on a weird fence. All right, let's see what else we got on this week, man. So I kicked it with Tanner. So we talked about that last week. It was a good time. Went kayaking on Friday after.
Pushed him out with his gimpy arm.
No, but I did pick on him a lot. Although it was like one of those pick on, like I was still very concerned. So I was like, yo, if you need like medication, Tylenol or whatever, like we can bring that along, or like I got a brace if you need. But I was also like, how are you gonna be able to paddle for real? Because the one arm.
How did he do it?
No, he did fine.
Really?
Like, it's all right. It's not like fully atrophied off or anything, but there's a clear like difference in size. Sorry, Tanner, talking about your shit. I didn't even ask. I'm just whatever. But So he got here and like I could tell like just one because he works out a lot. He does CrossFit. So like one side was of regular stature, muscle, whatever, and then the other side just kind of looked thin in comparison. And he was mentioning something like he hasn't been able to do certain workouts with it, but I was just seeing it and I was like, man, that looks like it's really starting to take a hit. So I was genuinely worried, but with my worry comes harassment as well, because balance. You know, I can't just give you all the good and no evil. Like, what are we doing? No.
Yeah.
So I mean, he did fine. He did fine. I was the only one who didn't flip the kayak on the exit. So tell me why I was well. No, everybody, you only one didn't fall. So hype for no reason. I was literally, but like because the ocean's like crashing you in, so like they were telling you to steer a certain way, like you know, let it go and then paddle straight, let it go, and then when you stop, like my thing was starting to turn, so I'm out here drifting, and my thing is it's going like this, so I'm sitting here taking my oar and driving it in, and I was going all in on not fall. I didn't want to fall. Everybody else fell. Jill, she flipped her kayak, like it flipped over. She went under. Almost lost her phone, but thankfully we like put them in like Ziploc, so she was able to grab that.
Dang.
Yeah. So Javon's the best kayaker.
Well done.
Also, not the best kayaker. Jill was ahead like the entire time. I couldn't steer worth a goddamn.
Really?
Yeah, and I somehow was the only one who didn't flip.
That feels like a little bit people.
Because I'm sitting out here like I'm doing my thing. I'm spinning around, looking at the scene and whatnot, and then like I turn around and then there's somebody right in front of me. I'm bumping into them, whatever. I don't want to talk about the part that doesn't make me sound as good, obviously.
We gotta have the good and the bad, remember?
When I talk about other people, hush. Don't throw that back at me. That's disrespectful.
No, it's not. You call me on my stuff all the time.
How dare you call me out? How dare you? Never in all my days. I can't believe it. But yes, I do call you out a lot.
That's true. Man, so was it like the big open, like the long kayaks for like ocean? Like
I mean, they were regular kayaks. Like
they weren't.
They were. Like I mean, they were. Actually, they were pretty long because they were like 10 feet, 11 feet.
Because I've done like whitewater kayaking. And they're a lot shorter.
Yeah. All right. So then, yeah, these were longer. Yeah, these were longer.
Yeah.
So we were over in La Jolla Cove. So saw sea lions. Sweet. She told me the difference between sea lions and seals is the fact that sea lions have pectoral muscles. They got titty. They out here because they climb over on the rocks and stuff. So I was like, how do they get up there?
So they're like ripped, just like
underneath. Yeah, low key. So I don't know why I keep.
Yeah. That's why I was laughing because you're like,
because when every time I think pecs, I'm like, all right, it's got to be some big buff dude always like mad out like Eddie Hall style, just fucking big. So
that's the main difference. It's just the pectoral muscles.
One of the main differences is because seals they don't have as much of that maneuverability. So it's one of their main differences. I thought that was pretty cool. But so that was dope. And then we were all super tired, so we went home and crashed. Oh, like guys, we're not that old. We're 30, and they're like, I'm ready to go to bed.
Just snuggling.
Also, the amount of sleep that I've because I exhausted myself over the weekend just because I don't know, when people are around, I feel like I gotta cater to and whatnot. So like he left on Monday, and I've been sleeping since. I've been.
Dang.
I haven't done I've done maybe a couple of hours worth of cleaning around my house, but for the most part, dead to the world, man. I half-ass edited that video. I was like, I don't want
That's
to.
good to go.
It's pretty much in my stupidity. I made it a 4K video where I was like, it took 2 hours to process on YouTube. Where I was like, I didn't need to do this. I could have had it out almost on time. I'm going to bed. I've been exhausted.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I just do a little bit each day. But yeah, it's been a good recovery week in that regard. How's
Nice.
the rest of your week been? Let's check in on your side real quick.
Oh man. Let's see what else is there. Well, it's been pretty chill. We're like getting into the kind of getting a sense of the um kind of the rhythm of kids back in school, like all the activities, and so it kind of goes like this where you kind of feel like, hey, all right, we figured it out. And then someone will get some sort of illness here, probably in a couple of weeks, and then we'll just be like,
Don't
all right,
speak that so soon.
dude.
At least they'll get sick in the wintertime or whatever. You're like, nah, next week, some of them, influenza, crazy.
I'm telling it does. And like kids, like I don't know if I ever told you, like when we went out to Boston one time on a family vacation. It was, I think it was 2021, maybe 2022. No, it was 2 years ago. It was 21. So we're out there, and my my son Theo, man, he's one of these kids that sometimes, like, he's a brilliant little kid, and then he just does things where I'm like, please don't do that. And we're on the subway, and I'm trying to like get like our like all the stuff that we're hauling, and we haven't slept like at all because we flew out at like 4 in the morning. And my I look over, and the dude pulls down his mask, and he's licking the rail on the subway, and I was like, oh,
Okay.
we have like
Get him checked for everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
God.
I kid you not, like the rest of the vacation, he would do things like cough or be like, my tummy hurts, and I'd be like, man, this is because you're out here licking handrails. Like,
oh, kid, yeah. Sorry, you can't do that, Mr. Theo. Please, just don't. Just don't. Oh God,
yeah,
that's more disgusting than, I don't even know where that was gonna go, and that's not where I thought that was gonna go.
Where'd you think it was gonna go?
Well, you said he was bright, but sometimes does dumb shit. Where I'm like, all right, that's most kids. So this could be, oh, he went and jumped from 6 feet up, and could have like snapped his leg or something. Some stupid kid shit. Where you said, no, he forgot all thought.
Yeah. It was the worst part was my thought on the train was, I was like, I should like pull out his tongue and like rub it with like hand sanitizer, because I was like, not
you have no bar soap.
It was one of those like, no, because
corner store mouthwash, something. Make them gargle isopropyl alcohol.
As a parent, you hit panic mode, and you're like, what do you do? I never thought we would get to this where I need to like
mouthwash.
Yeah. But then by that time, you get to like, because we're on the subway and like get to where we're going, and there's a 7-Eleven, and you're like, all right,
here, kid, drink this.
Yeah. Well, again, he was
like,
because
we gotta watch all that down. So like,
yeah. Well, he's 3, and so he's just doing what they do. Just like, I don't know.
Jokes, don't poison your kids. Don't do that. Yep. Again, I'm bad advice this week, man. I'm tired, okay?
What other bad advice do you have then?
Oh, shoot. Go out and fight a homeless man. I think everyone
Ooh,
needs to at least once because
strong take.
it's gonna be the wildest fight of your life. You're gonna be more set up for every fight after that if you can go with the wildest fight. Because you're like, this dude he just grabbed my nuts and now I gotta toss him on his head. Like, what's going on here? How did I get here?
Why is that the first imaginary move for this fight? This fictional fight between Jovan and a homeless person.
No, first of all, because you missed the first 30 seconds that played out in my head where he tried to touch my face. And then when he tried to touch my face, I pushed him and he grabbed onto my leg and then fucking, and I'm like, yo, if you don't get off, that's when you sling a motherfucker.
Why is he trying to touch your face? Like, come here.
Bro, because I got food and I don't know. He wanted it. And so he's like, let me do the weirdest thing to like get him to drop his plate. So I snatch it. Don't ask me what comes to my mind. It's random thoughts.
I mean, you're right. That is really bad advice to go home and fight a homeless person. Then apparently move number 2 is you might get shanked. Really, move number 1 is to touch their face to get them. And also, where are you walking around with a plate of food? Like,
I live in between San Diego and LA.
You walk just everywhere with a plate of food. You don't walk around with a plate of food.
Bro, it's styrofoam. They still call it out a plate. Right. Bro, if you don't get off my goodie bag right now, the semantics of my goodie bag, because I said plate in a hypothetical situation,
we need
put
to
me on the spot for. Don't make me expand the scene. No, all right, because so let me draw now this fake restaurant, because when you understand, we at the Cove because it's some ritzy shit, right? So we at the Cove, homeless man right here chilling. I'm coming out. He's like, oh, is that the fish? I heard it was banging. I was like, actually, it was pretty good. I'm gonna take it home to finish. So he gets up, right? He gets up. I'm walking, so I try and divert, but he brings the hand, right? Try and touch my face. So now I gotta push him, right? So now he's pushed. I go to walk. He gonna grab my leg. He right here. I'm right here. He gonna grab my leg. Hand touch crotch. I'm upset. My wife is upset. How you just gonna let that man touch you like that in public? And now I gotta defend myself because my masculinity has been challenged. Now I gotta fight back. You understand? So now we over here. We duking. I flip the man's.
Okay.
With a judo. Okay. Flipped him. Now we're back in front of the restaurant. People got their cell phones. They got cell phones. Like I'm on YouTube. Now I'm on YouTube and Twitter, and it's the Alabama Slammer all over again. Because now I done took my hat. I sent the signal. And now everybody got to jump in. Jump. And now I got a court case coming on next Wednesday because I fought this old man.
There you go. And bad advice.
All right, y'all.
Don't do it.
On that note, we'll go ahead and call it a day. We will see y'all next week. Peace.
See ya.